Welcome to another coffee talk. Today I'm going to tell you a story from my travels in Australia. So make sure to get your coffee ready. You know, I was traveling in my car for a few months in Australia. I was always using an app called Wikicamps. With the app, you can find showers, you can find free camps, you know if the camps are accessible with a two-wheel drive or if you need a four-wheel drive. And it's just really handy and it helped me to survive there. On my first road trip from Perth to Melbourne, I had a travel mate, a French girl. She was really nice and she had a lot of experience, and I was really thankful for that because I didn't know what I was doing at the beginning. Usually she picked the camp and I was only driving the whole time. One day we both wanted to sleep close to the beach. We found a nice free camp, and according to the app it was accessible without a four-wheel drive. So yeah, we gave it a go. The road to the camp was really bumpy and my car was filled with my whole life, so there was all my stuff in there. My surfboards, my clothes, my passports, my documents, everything. We drove this road for 30 minutes. There was no one else. We were just alone on this road and didn't know if we were even right, and I was thinking the whole time, okay, if I hit the ground now with the car and there's anything wrong with my car, we are fucked. And I wasn't really sure if this is going to work, but yeah, I just kept driving. I even hit the ground a few times. And because the road there was already so sketchy, I had a bad feeling that this free camp might not be accessible with the two-wheel drive. Yes. But nothing happened on that road, and finally we could get closer to the beach. There was a small hill, and on the top of the hill another car was standing, and actually there were 3 other backpackers in there from France. The other backpackers, they didn't want to drive down to the beach because the road was really sketchy. There were a lot of holes in there and they were scared of getting stuck in the sand. However, stupid me decided to drive down to the beach because, you know, I wanted to sleep at the beach for free. I started driving down this hill, but then the sand was coming. Okay, it was pretty fine. There were a few tracks in there and I knew as long as the sand is hard, you don't have a problem. But the French girl told me, Max, whatever you do now, just don't stop. And I'm like, okay. But then there was a curve coming, and behind that curve there was so much sand that I knew we are stuck. There wasn't a way out of this. In a second I thought my whole life is over. I was thinking about all the consequences that I have to pay for the rescue, thousands of dollars, and that just my whole stuff is in there. I didn't know what happened next. I didn't know what to do, how to handle this situation. I have never been in a situation like this before. And it was already afternoon, so we didn't have that much time before it was getting dark. We didn't even take pictures of this moment because we were just so in shock or focused to get out of there. So what I did first was getting out of the car, not doing anything, taking a step back. We got back to the 3 French guys, but they couldn't help us. They didn't have tracks with them or a rope to pull us out of there. Man, I was scared as. That's really an experience I will never forget. So I went down to the actual beach and there was another person camping there with a 4-wheel drive. I had to ask him if he can help us because I was stuck in the sand. I couldn't move my car anymore. He was chilling there. I know he was probably pissed that I ruined his mood. But anyway, he had all the gear there and he wanted to help us. So he brought all his gear, his tracks and his shovel. And we tried to get my car out of the sand. I had to reload my car, get all my stuff out of there to make the car lighter. And it took us for about 45 minutes to finally get the car out of the sand. I was so relieved and I just wanted to leave this place immediately. So we drove this rough, sketchy road back and tried to find another camp, which was pretty hard. There was no free camp close to us. So we spent the night close to some bushes trying to hide from the rangers, because if the ranger catches you, the fine is pretty high. And the 3 other French people were actually joining us, and in the end we had a really nice long night playing Uno and talking about life and just having fun. In a second my whole life was completely destroyed, I was down, but in the end we had a great time. When bad things happen, you can turn it around. Keep thinking positive even if something is bringing your mood down. So what I learned from this story is that you sometimes have to rely on strangers. And usually strangers are just like you and me, and they will help you. And this experience helped me to increase my faith in human beings. If I didn't ask them to help me, he wouldn't have even figured out that I'm stuck in the sand. So sometimes you have to talk to people, ask for help, and have faith in the goodwill of them. If you want to hear more travel stories, more about nutrition or skateboarding and surfing and how to practice them on a sustainable basis, make sure to subscribe for this account and hit the bell button. See you in the comment section below or in the next week's episode. Until then, take it nice and easy. I am posting a new instruction video for rolling, stretching, mobility or active recovery every Tuesday at 8 p.m. I also have a coffee talk where I basically talk about anything that pops up in my mind every Sunday at 10 a.m. I still continue writing on my blog and I will post a new topic every Thursday at 6 p.m.